Hi everyone, Namaste. This is your astrologer Shyam speaking on behalf of Atma Shuddhi Astrology, and today I'm going to talk to you about the pariharas for marriage. And this is for people who are already married and who have very disturbed life, or for people who are not married and they are looking for the right proposal. There are many ways to perform the ritual, and say for example if your chart is highly afflicted and you have a lot of disturbance or compatibility issues with your spouse, and if you don't do the parihara, what happens is the lineage karma or the family karma of not being so compatible with the husband and wife, that takes over. So without even your understanding, knowledge and awareness, the karma keeps aggravating on and on and on. So for no reasons, you will be fighting with your spouse, and that happens quite often in many families. Even we come across a lot of families where they say for some reason we are always fighting. We have a lot of verbal fights, verbal issues, and we have compatibility issues, the clash of thoughts. All these kinds of misunderstandings happen in a couple's life, and that's because of the affliction of the marriage lord in the respective, be it or a girl or a boy. If it is a boy, from Venus the 7th lord would be highly afflicted, and also the multiple angles of the 7th lord would be afflicted. If it is a girl, from Mars the 7th lord would be afflicted, or Rahu Ketu affliction would be there, and multiple angles of the 7th lord would be very, very afflicted. In such a case, that is one scenario. And number two, the muhurta, the time of marriage with which you would have performed it, tying the knot or wearing a ring or whatever be the ceremony of your marriage ritual, if it is done in a very, very wrong time. I have seen that example in many people's life. Even one of my friends came here for astrological consultation, and he's been married for 8 years, and the wife has been constantly ailing up and up and up, and she became extremely obese with a lot of health issues, and this man's life was all the hell broke loose post his marriage. And and he's been 8 years married since the time that he met me. Then I looked at his muhurta, the time of muhurta with which he got married. It was a very abysmal muhurta. The 3rd and 8th lord Dasabhukti Lagna was chosen for his muhurta by some person nearby to his house. Then I told him that's one of the key reasons why his married life went to haywire. So people should be aware of the time of muhurta that you fix. Do not just randomly give it to anyone living in a temple or who claim to be an astrologer. It is an in-depth thing, because it's a life. Once you get married to someone in our society, it's not so easy to come out of it. It is not so easy to handle your day-to-day activity, because you must be facing each other every now and then. If the time is right, everything will be rosy. If it is not, it's full of thorns. That's how the life is. So when you take life decisions, be very, very careful. So remarriage is something that my guru always suggests, which is a very, very strong ritual to correct your married life. Sometimes once in 2 years you have to just get remarried to your spouse in a very good time, so that you are able to hold the energy, hold the married life, and move very peacefully with a lot of compatibility between each other. And remarriage is a ritual prescribed in the scriptures. And when you do the remarriage, say for example if you are a person having a problem in your marriage, and if you come to us, we check your muhurta, horoscope, we get to know how the time of the marriage was, and so that all these things, whatever the problem that you've been facing on a day-to-day basis with respect to your marriage or married partner, that can be corrected with a remarriage with the same partner in a very good time and muhurta. And even personally, I have seen many people, even one of the persons, working in our office, he had a lot of issues with his wife, and they were on the verge of getting divorced. However, my guru intervened, fixed a very strong muhurta, and then get them remarried. And then all of a sudden all their mind went on in a very positive note. They just withdrew the idea of getting divorced. They have 2 boys, they want to just take care of those 2 children very well. without moving apart from each other, and they started making money with a lot of cooperation between the husband and wife. And that's a miracle, absolutely a miracle. Imagine someone like who is on the verge of getting divorced, and then after some time, a year or so, they have a very sweet and kind of life which is full of compatibility. So that's a kind of a miracle that the time can make in your life as well. So remarriage is a very, very strong ritual. We strongly recommend for people who have a very disturbed married life, and who have a lot of compatibility or issues or verbal fights with the partner. You can definitely come to us, check your horoscope and check your time of muhurta of the marriage. We can always fix it up with the right muhurta, perform the ritual, get yourself remarried with the spouse in a right time, and solve all your problems. And sometimes, for people with heavy affliction, once in 2 years this remarriage ritual should be performed. So that will bring a lot of positive changes in your life. So don't worry, any kind of a problem can always be solved with the help of ritual energy. So that's where God always opens up the gates for you to solve your problems. So thank you really so much for watching. If people who are watching who have a disturbed married life, or people who are watching this, if your friends or someone known to you, if they have a disturbed married life, please pause on this video so that they get to know, and they can always reach us out for the right advice. Thank you really so much, friends. Namaste.